Welcome to yet another session of Nation Watch. Today I am going to talk about China and more particularly about GDP of China. What is GDP? GDP is gross domestic product. It's an economic measure of the country or any country in a year. Generally, GDP is calculated every year. As the name suggests, gross domestic product, it is a simple addition of all some goods and services produced by the country. This is a very simple definition. Maybe a lot of complication maybe in calculating it, but for ease of understanding, it is a summation of all the outputs of all the factories, all the individual outputs, agriculture output, and then tickets sold by trains, railways, buses, something like that. So addition of all goods and services is GDP. So every country maintains this data to plan for the next year and then say that a plan for next year, and then it's also a data used by people who lend to the countries. So whether the country is growing or stagnant, all can be judged by the figure, year on year figure of GDP. But how China it is being calculated, it is I saw a long video and I'm going to share the details with you. See, if it is US, there is a separate organization not controlled by government to calculate the GDP. So they simply keep on calculating the GDP of the nation. But it comes to China, there is nothing like that. It is the government which calculates the GDP. The central government issues orders to local government to work in such a way that GDP grows in a much faster way. So what local government do is, firstly, if the growth is not sufficient, the government officials of the local government are punished heavily. Even they are maybe sent home or they may even put in jail or something like that. Punishment is very heavy if the GDP of that local government does not grow as expected by the central government. So local government put all out effort to make GDP grow robustly. So what they do, first they borrow money without any assistance and build roads, infrastructure, and then houses and so many things, and they do. Even this is still be calculated for attaining better GDP. If you build houses worth of 100 crores in a year, that 100 crores will be added to the GDP figure. If we build roads for 1000 crores, that also will be added. So all the local government, without any assistance, without any thinking, without thinking of the future, how to repay the loan, they borrowed money heavily and then built many infrastructure projects and then so that the GDP will show robust. Even if that is not possible, they used to lie also. They give the misrepresentation of GDP figures, and then central government also knows that people may be lying. So, but it doesn't bother. As long as the growth is good, the figures are robust, they will add it to the GDP. So, this is how the GDP of China is being calculated. But when you borrow money to build a project, and the project generates money more than the interest rate for the borrowed money, then it's a wise investment. But if it is not, then it's a bad investment because you have to pay interest for the loan from your pocket, not from the project which you have built. This calculation was never done in investing, and then they borrowed without any hesitation or any calculation or any worry about how to repay the loan or how to pay the interest. They keep on borrowing. So what happens? This is happening not for 1 year, 2 years. It is happening for maybe at least maybe for 2 decades. So there is a piled up loan for all the local governments. So how they are going to repay is no one knows about it. And then someone estimated the GDP of China by some different method, entirely new method. He was measuring the light intensity output from the cities at the night time through satellites. So he collected the photographs at the night time of the China, all over China, and then year on year compared with the previous year, how much light is increasing. From that he has estimated what will be the growth of China, but this may not be very accurate weather, but some way to estimate As per East estimation, growth is not very high. It is maybe 1 or 2%, almost similar to the US, but not as committed by China 6%, 7%, 8%, something like that. So the real growth of China, no one knows. Even the central government of China doesn't know what is the real growth. It knows that the local governments are lying, and then it knows there are many boosted figures by building projects which are unviable. Even central government have built a project called Belt and Road Initiative that also will come into the GDP figure, but that project has been shelved off the way, and then all the investment have gone into drain. So this is the way China is growing. China, whether really a superpower, number two in power, no one knows. What is the asset it has generated all the years? No one knows. What is the growth rate? No one knows. So currently, no one knows the economic condition of China, but one is known very certain. Now, most of the local government, including the central government, are neck deep debt. So how they are going to manage it? No idea. So today I made one more video, that is Pakistan and China are racing against each other. Who will be the first to default? And then China also may be joining this race. So now the race is between China, Pakistan, and the US. Who is going to default first? Let us assume that the GDP figures given by China is true. They didn't exaggerate it or they didn't lie it. But if the investment made by China's central government and the local government are not generating revenue more than the interest rate of the borrowed money, then also it will result in trouble for China. Where from they can pay the interest for the money they have borrowed, and how they will repay the loan. So these are all problems China is facing now. Already there are some strikes are going on in some banks. And then I read in another video that the savings of people, that their retirement savings or pension benefits are just vanished from their account. Let us conclude this video at this point, and let us meet in yet another video. Till then, see you. Tata. Bye bye.